Because I know, Skylar, you're familiar with Hermosi. We both kind of related on that and the sales process and
Yep.
the discovery itself. Like, is there something in specific you do like over the phone and like actually understanding what they do, kind of actually hearing them out as opposed to just giving them the price right away? I guess what's like that kind of look like over the phone, your conversations with
Yeah,
potential
so
sales.
you mean kind of just like rather than just say, hey, here's the price to do this, it's kind of like figuring out how you're actually helping them and what they're actually looking for kind of thing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like we call it the discovery phase,
Right.
actually understanding their situation and actually seeing if you can help them. And if you can't help them, what's
Yeah.
the best way to go about it instead of just like, oh, okay, you're curious on the price, here it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, the
Okay.
biggest thing with that is just like asking questions, right? They say, hey, I'm looking for seal coating. It's like, okay, great. I can easily just take measurements right here, right now, and just get you that square footage and give you a price just for seal coating on that. But he's like, I like to get my eyes on and boots on ground to actually see what's going on because what they say might not be what they actually need, right? You're
Mhm.
always looking out for what's the best for the client to figure out what's the best solution for their current situation. You have to figure out, like, does it make sense for them money wise? Is there a budget involved with this? Is there other factors that's going into it? Like, they say it's seal coating, but they have like 10 other problems that they're also dealing with, at the same time.
Mhm.
And so there's a lot that goes into it, and you just got to ask a lot of questions to better understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a specific framework that you use going into sales conversations with prospects that you follow? Maybe not necessarily to a T, but I guess is there a framework that you guys follow?
I would
It's
say
still
the closer framework, right?
it's still semi the closer framework.
Hmm.
Again, it's why we related to that because it's kind of what we use, it's kind of what we teach, and
Yeah.
like, and I think in all of these too, right? Like the last two, questions is like it's not, and sometimes it's finding more opportunity, right? Because sometimes people just reach out and they want seal coated, and there's opportunity for way more work, and you're making average tickets, right? And like in the beginning, a conversation we had all the time of you're not shopping out of your pocket, you're shopping out of someone else's. And what are they willing to spend? Just because they don't need it doesn't mean they're not willing to spend it. Sometimes, like, we get clients, they're like, we get clients where we quote large jobs and we seal coat and it's X amount of dollars. They're like, oh, well, that's not enough of a write off. We could, do an overlay. And they're like, okay, great. Yeah, it's double the price, triple the price. Like, that type of stuff happens, right? So, like, it's truly understanding the cadence of the budget. It's understanding, what is their budget? What are they looking to spend? If they tell you, say you got a 10,000 square foot lot, which is, again, it's a very small project, and they say we got a budget of 40 grand, you're going to look for the opportunity of like, okay, great. I totally understand that. Are you sure that this is the only thing you're trying to solve? And then you ask those questions, like you saying about, oh, well, actually, this over here, and actually, the parking's a little bit difficult. Well, we could relay that out for you, and you just kind of add these things up, and next thing you know, and they're like, actually, there's this water that seeps and lays over here, and we're like, well, yeah, you could saw cut that, and now all of a sudden, like a budget of 40,000 is eaten up instead of a budget of whatever 5 or 10,000 it would have been
Yeah.
the seal coat. So it's upselling, and finding those opportunities inside of that. And then again, we do follow the closer framework, and that's where a lot of those questions, the clarify, label, overview, explain away, all
Yeah.
the whole deep, right? We follow it, but it starts with the assessment, and that that part of it is the question phase of like we go out, we give a health report on the parking lot, basically giving the freestanding state of the life cycle of the asphalt. Um, and that's our opportunity window, right? Like especially when we're doing a lot of this outbound stuff is we're giving you a free pavement assessment. So I'm not coming in to sell you anything. Like Bryson's not making a call saying, "Hey, let me come seal coat your lot." Like that's typically not how it works. So we're coming out and we're like, "Hey, we're in your area. We'd like to stop by and just give you a free pavement assessment." Basically, it's going to be like a health report on the parking lot. It's going to give you the free standing life cycle of the parking lot. It just points out anything that could be a concern or anything that we do. We go off of a nationally recognized scale, so it's not just our scale in house and our opinion. It's actually where the asphalt is in its life. Is that something that would interest you? And most people are like, you're going to do that for free? You're going to come inspect our lot for free. Yep. And like, the pitch of that too, right? Is some people are
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't need my lot. And I'm going to be like, ah, well, did you realize that the two largest assets on the exterior of your building is your roof and your parking lot? And when's the last time you looked at your parking lot? I think it would be due for a free pavement assessment. And people are like, oh, so, and reframing it from instead of just black rocks, right, as an asset and understanding the life cycle of blacktop and understanding how, maintaining it can save money, and understanding how, if you do this little patch now that's $2,500, it saves you $10,000 in the next 2 years because it's going to spread an alligator more. You get things under control now, and they're like, oh wow, like, and we break that down in graphs and explain that, especially on the corporate side of things with the large commercial, which I know you guys work with a lot. Is understanding those numbers and those cadences of like how much is a pavement cycle throughout an entirety of like the life cycle of asphalt versus a repave. And yes, it might be 70% of the cost, but it's going to give you another 15 years. It's going to double the life cycle of the asphalt, right? Like it's worth it because instead of, 3 million in whatever 15 years, it's 2.5, and doubled the life. So just breaking down those as well.
Yeah, it's all about perceived value. And real quick, I just wanted to say the actual closer framework for anyone that might not know it. It's clarify why the prospect is there, label them with a problem, overview their past pain, sell the vacation, explain away like their prospect's concerns, and then reinforce the prospect's decision. Just because we might know that I could memorize that, but some other people might not know. So I just wanted to point that out. So.